much for joining me. So let me start with the captain of the ship, the director. I mean, it's quite the labor of love, yeah? From since 2016 on this idea, and it's finally out.
Yeah. Actually, as I said, it's like nearly like 5 years of work that's gone beyond. It was actually not planned like this, because basically when we started, when I actually first told Dhanush about this idea, it was sometime end of 2015 or 16. The beginning of 2016, I told this idea to him, and then that time we were like thinking, okay, that by that June of 2016 or the end of 2016, we'll go for shoot. But then it has come a long way after that, because it has changed. A lot of things changed. Initially, it was supposed to be New York, then it's changed to London, and then even, I mean, quite a few producers changed, and then finally Shashi came on board. Then we got all this casting. Then by the time we were about to start the pre-production, then that's when I signed, Peta, with my film with Talwar. So again, this film got pushed by a year, and then we all waited for it. And after Peta is again started, and now pandemic has eaten like 1 year of release, and finally now we are in the stage where we can see the film in Netflix coming June 18th. So I'm like really happy about it.
So from your film, we can actually all travel, from Chennai, Madurai to London. And let
Yeah.
me actually get the one who's making his debut before I come to Aishwarya and Joju. So James, you make your debut in the Indian film industry after having starred in some of my most favorite films, like Braveheart, The Game of Thrones, and, Wonder Woman. So what was this experience like, and how was it different?
I had long wondered what it was like to make an Indian movie. I've always been fascinated. I've always been fascinated by how different cultures make entertainment, and when this came along, it was just a wonderful opportunity to experience how the Indian subcontinent addresses making a movie, and I found it a fascinating process. It was very different from the very first minute, but I look back on it with very fond memories, and it was very instructive. I think we should, hopefully, there'll be more cooperation between the two industries, and to grow that, because we've all got wonderful actors and wonderful technicians and wonderful writers, wonderful directors, and we should be working more, because the more we do that, the closer we become as humans.
I totally get that. And Aishwarya, the Harry Potter fan, is also right here. And I'm sure she would be willing to start in an adaptation of Harry Potter. Maybe we can just, promote her cause here as well.
Yes. Any fantasy, mystery, any of those things, please get me on board.
James has been doing a lot of that. Maybe he can put in a word as well.
Yes. Yes. I like John.
I know that they're doing a prequel to Game of Thrones. So maybe you should get in there.
Okay.
Yes, James, after this interview, you just have to, get her in touch with the people so she can present her show reel, because
absolutely.
I mean, she's quite the star that we have here. What was your experience like? Your first movie, all that romance you have given us, and everybody calls it the cult film, but now here is a gangster drama. What was that like for you, Aishwarya?
The entire experience was beautiful. Like, for me, this is the first time I'm shooting outside India for a film, and this is just my second Tamil film. I've mostly worked in Malayalam films, so the scale of production is different. The story is like, I don't know how many crores we have spent on the film. I don't want to ask. I'm so sorry. For me, it is huge. This is such a milestone for me that I'm able to work in this film. But it's not just all the gangster drama, all the shootouts. It's not just that. There's a beautiful story that Karthik sir is saying. There's a lot of wonderful actors, wonderful technicians. So I think Jagame Thandiram is a culmination of all this. What did you ask me?
So I asked her what was that like, and honestly, because her reputation is now preceding her. You say Aishwarya Lekshmi, and they're like, oh, she's the one to watch out for. Does that all adulation make you anxious?
I didn't know that. I'm so sorry. No, I'm always anxious when I work, when I start every film. But I remember, my friends remember, because usually they get calls, midnight calls, saying, yo, I don't know what to do. Tomorrow is a shoot. But I don't know what happened with Jagame Thandiram. I was so confident from the word go. Like, I was very, very happy to shoot for this film from day one. I was anticipating some scenes. I badly wanted to work and prove myself as an actor. I was going through that phase while I was shooting for Jagame. I'm still going through that phase, but yes. So Jagame did a lot of things for me personally as well as an actor.
Awesome. And then you have Joju also, who described his character as larger than life, because usually we've seen him playing the cop, but the tables have turned here.
Yeah, it's totally different. I used to play police characters, constable, SI, that kind of thing. But this time changed everything to the top, gangster. I am full of excitement because Tamil cinema, Dhanush sir, Karthik, and James sir, and Sandhur Narayana music, and everything. It's we are in very bad time, but this time I am waiting for June 18th because of my first Tamil cinema. I'm so happy and thank God. And என்ன சொல்றது அப்படியே போயிட்டு
The only little bit of Tamil I know is Rumba Nalla, because I grew up in Chennai long ago, but I don't have a head for languages. So I can only
That's okay. He'll understand.
James, has he picked up any Tamil here?
Not one word.
Yeah.
But I'm the same as you. I'm appalling at languages. And I've just given up now. I just give up. I'm working in Hungary at the moment, and I'll leave after 4 months not knowing one word of Hungarian and just hoping that somebody can speak English.
That makes two of us. But now this is to all of you. This movie actually addresses very, very pertinent questions. We are going through this phase now, whether it's polarization, whether it's the question of migrants, whether it's xenophobia. How did this come up? Did you just preempt it? That will actually come at a time when this is what's making the headlines, as we are also battling a pandemic.
I think
that's one for Karthik, really.
Yeah. I think that's why I think that's why this script waited itself for 5 years. As I said, maybe if I had made, when we thought about it, maybe it wouldn't have been so relevant what we are speaking in the film. But now it's like very, very relevant. It happens in every country and in every country, because when we are actually shooting, I think wherever you go, US or UK, that this was the hot issue going on. People were talking about it. So as we shoot progress, it becomes more and more relevant. And now I think it's the right time for the film to release also. And I think nobody could plan that. I think it happened by itself, or maybe the script chose a right time to release.
Totally. And Aishwarya, asking you, I mean, as they say, 3 years in the industry, an exciting body of work. I mean, it's actually a great time for young actors like you, because even your seniors say that this is actually a far more exciting time than the time that they had made their debut. What do you have to say about it?
I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy at the films that I'm getting to do, at the stories that I'm getting to be a part of, the characters that I get to play. But mostly, I'm happy that I get to work with directors like Karthik sir. Because Puja, however good a script is, it needs a captain, like you said, to see through. So we have brilliant messages in this movie. So, and I'm guessing that once you watch the film, you'll understand that it gets through to the audience because the way it's said. Yeah. No, and I'm very happy to be alive now.
And I want to know, what is a doctor? I mean, how did the doctor become an actor?
You have to ask God. I have no idea. I know how, but I have no idea why. I'm still wondering. Yeah, accidental
Okay.
actor I am.
But that's great for you to be here. But also asking to all of you now, since I am not going to get into the OTT versus theatrical debate, we know the times are such we can't go to the theaters. But as such, for content and for actors who have lived through this pandemic, what has it been? What has it been like for all of you? And has it changed the way you all are also consuming content because the way the viewer is has changed indeed?
Yeah, for me, I mean, we've been through the severe lockdown that you're having just now. You know, things are a lot easier here. But if it hadn't been for the big platforms and the technology of YouTube and everything else, I've got no idea how we would have coped. It's been extraordinary, you know, and yeah, thank goodness for it. And I just wonder if that change from going out to the cinema to becoming much more focused on the big tech platforms. I just wonder if that will be a permanent thing now. You know, that people will their primary uh, place of entertainment will be in the home on their big 4K TV screen. You know, it's you know, and working on some of the shows that are streamed. You know, the budgets are extraordinary. You know, just extraordinary. You know, I remember as a you know not that many years ago that you know you'd walk onto a big film set and go, wow, this is a real movie. Now you walk onto something that's been made for one of the big platforms, and it's just as big, if not bigger.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the way it's going. Absolutely.
I have to agree with you and to the three of them because you know what is exciting for me, Karthik, Aishwarya, and Joju is I have seen Southern content, but now I like the way that everybody is consuming content pan India because we have these demarcations, you know, Telugu cinema,
Yeah.
Tamil cinema,
Yeah.
Malayalam
Yes.
cinema, and now it's not just good old Bollywood. Everybody's waking up to the fact that you have, hey, there are stories coming down from the South. What would you, as content creators, want to say about that?
I
Who
think
wants
it's
to?
yeah. I'll start. Yeah. So it's a very good thing because as you said, like if not for first of all during this tough times like a pandemic, if not for some platforms like Netflix and other OTTs, I think people would have gone mad. I mean, I would have personally gone mad if there is no such went out for because that's more important because what they say is at this tough times, you know, even to have your mental health or you be like having your mind in a good state is very important. And I think films play a very important role in keeping your mind in a good shape. I mean, I somehow, because if you're deprived of films, not just because I'm a filmmaker, I'm saying this, even as a normal person, if in, especially in a country like India, if people are deprived of entertainment or deprived of films to watch, I think that's going to change the entire scenario of how they see the life itself. So it played a very key role in giving us confidence to cross this pandemic and come out successfully. I mean, at least the first wave we came out successfully, and even now the second wave, we are all together hoping that we will be crossing it very soon. And I think I'm not saying, see, I mean, that's I'm saying it's a very important part to have your should have good content going into your mind. So in that way, it helped us a lot. And to say this crossing the boundaries, because now I think I've seen whatever it is like, because Game of Thrones, I'm talking about Narcos, I'm talking about Peaky Blinders and all that and all, like everything. It's possible that we are watching it here, and very soon content like Indian content also will be like watched by so many people outside India and speak about like how we talk high of Game of Thrones or Peaky Blinders, something sort of a thing. I think soon Indian content also will go, and especially I mean even like say Malayalam cinema. I mean I am very this kind of OTT platform made a big role in introducing me to the Because yeah, I have went and watched a lot of Malayalam films in theaters, but only after the OTT thing came out, I could see a lot of films, and and I think that's helping a lot between India itself, within India. I think this is helping to break boundaries, and definitely it will help to break boundaries across the countries also. Yeah.
Totally agree. And the Game of Thrones person is with you there, and now you're going to get Aishwarya onto Harry Potter also very soon. But honestly, Joju and Aishwarya, for both of you also, because usually now you have been introduced to a wider audience, because usually what happens is one gets restricted, and also screenings here in the north of Tamil, Malayalam, and Telugu films is either the morning screen, the morning show times or the evening show times, because it's just restricted to the ones who want to watch them. Do you now feel with this, there will, once the screens open, there will be more theaters given, and people will watch more content because now they've been exposed to so much more?
Yes. Puja, I didn't get your question.
Do you feel now going forward, people will watch more of this content because now they've been exposed to so much more, and it's also given you a wider reach?
Okay. Yes, obviously, because we are forced to be at home for our own safety and for our world, for our nation as well. So I think this definitely gives us an opportunity to watch a lot of content and to choose from the wide variety that is there across platforms. So having said that, I as a person, I'm a sucker for going to theater with my parents or my friends. And when James sir was talking earlier about the Western culture not having too much of people going into the theaters to watch films, I had a little bit of a shock. I don't want that to happen, but anyways, I love it that we have a lot of content on OTT platforms right now. I've been watching a lot. Me, along with my mother, has been watching a lot of Korean series.
Me too. I'm the biggest fan.
Yes. And since there's multiple language choices that are available, it becomes easier for my parents as well. If they want to listen to in Malayalam, they do have an option for that. So actually, some of the most famous, most popular films that from other languages that released recently, like KGF or something, my parents watched only recently through OTT platforms because they didn't know at that time. So yeah, I think it is brilliant, and especially for us as actors, it's more brilliant because, like you said, once a movie comes on Netflix, we as actors are exposed to a wide range of audience, wide cross-section of audience, and which will have good directors. And if they like us in the film, then which means more films for us across languages, which is good.
I totally agree. Yeah. And Joju, can we see you in Hindi cinema soon? Hindi film soon?
Yeah, definitely. For me, these OTT platforms and all, I'm getting very good exposure from all the industry, because from Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, recently my new movie got released, but I got so many messages from all these industries and so happy. But for me personally, I grew up with theater experience, claps and alling and everything. That made me an actor. So I really miss that one. I really want to back that theater experience. I expected I know how Karthik shooted in London. It's a big movie. It's like when we watch the trailer, we can see the scale of the movie. So I dreamed a lot of times my entry and my scenes in big screen. I missed it. I'm not happy with that one. But this kind of time, we can't do anything. This is big exposure. Without stage, there is nothing. So we got a big stage for Jagame Thandiram. So we so happy that one. And I really want to be back our theater experience.
I'm sure you'll get that also. I want to ask all four of you, the gangster who is not present, working with him, what was it like working with Dhanush? Anything that you want to tell us that nobody else knows about him? And what was most challenging for all of you?
I first and foremost, sir, I want to thank him because I respect him as an actor. He's brilliant, and I have me and my kids and my wife, everybody big fan of him. And but when we act in a scene, or he helped me. Help means he made me so comfort. So that's the only thing they give that made me so happy. I'm thankful for that one. So Karthik also. I was new one to Tamil cinema. I don't know language that much, but
This is
they
also
made
your
me.
Tamil debut. This is also, so James, you've got two debutants here, James and you. Tamil debut.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But he's a big actor. I'm a newgen, and no, not newgen, newborn.
So here even James is new. Chalta hai.
Yeah, I had a lovely time working with Dhanush. But when you get on the set, it just comes down to actors working together, and it's got to be a reciprocal process. And I enjoyed it tremendously. He's a charming young man, and we had a lot of fun together. It was terrific. Although no dancing together, which was a shame.
No dancing, I know. Song and dance is what everybody looks forward to in Indian cinemas, and you didn't get a chance to shake a leg. Yeah, did you?
And that too with Dhanush, sir.
That was the only reason I signed up.
Lost him there.
Yeah. I should say, I am his Attila, so I should say something. He's the easiest actor that I've worked with, he's so easy to work with.
Yeah, the posters are going to get upset now, Aishwarya.
That's okay. Chalo. I'll figure that out later. He's so easy to work with him. He doesn't make you feel like you're working opposite a superstar who has worked across multiple languages. And he's not at all intimidating. I had a lot of, I think a lot. So I had a lot of these things in my head. But when I came to shoot, he was behaving like a nobody, to be honest with you. He would just sit in some corner, talk to Karthik sir maybe. He has not spoken enough with me. Karthik sir also, I'm taking this opportunity to let the world know that you don't speak enough with me.
Very bad, Karthik.
Yes. Yeah, so he has spoken to me only a couple of times, I think, Dhanush sir. He would just ask me if I'm comfortable in London. If I need any help, he would ask me to contact his team. That's it. But he's very comfortable. I would love to work again with him. It's a beautiful experience.
Me too.
And totally, I want to ask Aisha, what are the kind of roles that you actually want to do? What is the narrative that you want to? We should have a female gangster film. Yeah, Karthik, come on, make one.
Sure.
Yeah, I should. I'll be the brain of that gang, so that I won't have to do anything. I'll just have to think like this.
But seriously, what is the kind of narrative you want to see? Since you are the voice of this generation and a young actor, what is the narrative you want to see? And which directors like Karthik would create that narrative for you? Okay.
So it changes. Every month it's a new thing. Or every other movie I see, I learn from it. So recently I've been binging on shows that are entertaining, that gives you an escape out of whatever we are in right now, this time, whatever is happening around us. So I want to do an out and out entertainer, with lots of comedy and let it be slapstick. I don't care, but I want to do something like that entertains the audience, that makes them forget that there's a lot going around, but just for these 2 hours, just forget everything and sit and watch this film. Those are the kind of films that I want to do right now. But in general, when I say entertainers, I don't mean mindless entertainers at all. I want every film to have a story that will move the audience. I want every character that I play to be remembered by the audience much after the film has gone from the theaters, or it's not the trend anymore. It's not the in thing anymore. I want a character to be remembered and give some good memories to the audience, saying, at that time I had watched that film, that character, something like that.
James, now since you've made your debut in Indian cinema, which is the other Indian film or actor that you would want to work with? Since you've worked with 3 very talented actors, who's next on your list?
A lot of people. Right now, I think, I really want to work with Vijay Sethupathi sir. I have been waiting for an opportunity to work with him. He surprises me every single time. It's not easy to do that. Every single time, whatever movie he does, whatever genre it's in, he's a brilliant actor. So I want to work with him once, just once.
Okay. And what about in Hindi cinema? Since I am the
In
Bollywood
Hindi, Amitabh
representative.
Bachchan sir. Amitabh Bachchan sir. I
Your
want to
problem.
start with him. I don't care if I don't get any other movie. Just one film with him.
Chalo, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And James, what about you? Since you are also the new debutant in our Indian film industry, who do you want to work with next? And is there any Indian film that you've really liked that's impressed you? You're on mute.
Hey, you came inside.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Can you hear
can.
me? Right. Yeah, I would certainly love to work in India again. I would look forward to that tremendously. Yeah, so I'll just wait for something, a script to drop through the door. But yeah, it was a wonderful experience, and I'd like to repeat it. It'd be great. I'm afraid I'm no expert on the Tamil or the Indian film industry, but you know, you have obviously so many hugely talented directors and writers out there and actors. So yeah, I'd love to do some more.
Awesome. And let's like Karthik, now you've got a whole lot of these requests, so I'm sure you can plan another film now with all of them since they've given your wish list.
Yeah, sure.
Amitabh Bachchan sir,
And
me and Vijay Sethupathi. Done. James Cosmo sir also. We'll make him dance. Item number. Side pe.
About me,
What
Okay,
about you,
also.
Joju? What about you? Who's on your list now?
Yeah, Joju, you should ask Joju. Yeah, who's the list?
yeah, my just call me. I am ready for anybody. There is no. I want good films. I want to do with all. I'm fan of directors actually. I really love to work with directors. In Tamil I really fond of course Mani sir and Vetrimaran sir. And but next 3 times. Well, next my second movie, third movie with Karthik only, please, Karthik. Because I want nobody can handle me
This
because
is
he
the
knows
best
me
idea.
how to handle. So otherwise, if I say yes, if I went for some other place, I will be troubled because maybe I don't know. I want to learn more from that. But Hollywood is okay. I don't know nothing, so they can do anything.
And parting shot from the director. So spill the beans on each one of your actors. Who was the easiest to handle and the most difficult?
No,
Gives us ways to start.
like I think the easiest was James. I mean, because he's it was James. I think James Cosmo, because he's like with respect to his lines, whatever, he'll be like ready for the scene, and then we shoot, and then he's like on it, and then for me it was actually a new experience to work with an actor who has worked in Hollywood, who has worked in a lot of British films and all that. So even because for me, when I first went and met him, I was worried whether whether he will be okay to, like, our work culture is different from the way we are handling actors. It should be different. So I was actually quite, but then he made me comfortable, and then he was very cool in handling things, and then he's a great performer also. So that's I would say the easiest to handle. Toughest between Joju and Aishwarya.
Say it.
Give me last prize.
I'm waiting.
No, Aishwarya is also like very. See, as an actress, I mean, they both are like so dedicated. Both Joju and Aishwarya are like so dedicated. And Aishwarya, she'll be like so. As she was mentioning, she'll be like really anxious, like about any scene. She'll be like from morning, as soon as she comes to set, she will put me like some 50 questions. Okay, so I will give me some time to find answers for the 50 questions. You wait. He'll be like asking this dialogue, how will I tell all this, and then I'll tell okay, and then my AD will be there. I think Bala.
Yeah, that's what happened. Only Bala spoke to me.
Very
it's like,
bad. Very.
it's like too many questions. Like once you come to the set for that scene, she will be like asking 50 questions about it. So I'll tell, okay, Bala will explain you. So I'll tell Bala to go and explain. And but in a good way. I mean, saying because she's worried about her performance, she's so keen to deliver the performance and all that. So she's a great actor, and but more anxious, and that's good for any director also, because to see that much interest, that much effort, an actor putting it on a role, it's quite interesting.
Absolutely.
And Joju also, like he's also very, because Joju sort of he loves himself, like in every frame, no, the thing like the character. I mean, say he's wearing a jacket and then he's having a like glasses, and then he's coming. No, he will come. He'll be the one who's enjoying his frame. He's like superb. No, and I'm like, yeah, nice Joju, and he'll be like so excited. Like,
Lovely.
yeah.
Lovely.
The thing is, for me, I'm getting lungi and khaki pant, small pants and small. I never get a good dress in my movies.
So he was so he was so
first
excited.
time
Yeah, correct.
Wow.
He was so excited for his costumes. Okay, like when he's wearing all this, like because he's a gangster settled in London, no. So all this gangster and all this costumes and all will be like. So he'll wear, and then when he comes to set only, he'll be like so happy. He's like, Karthik, how's this costume? How's this glass and all? So
Wow.
he enjoys it.
I remember.
my car is Mercedes Benz G class. In cinema, I choose cycle and Jeep. So,
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. And anyways, I'm so excited. I mean, I can well imagine the camaraderie on the set. Now, before we wrap up and I say bye-bye and all the best to all four of you, who's your all-time favorite gangster? Since you've made a gangster drama, but the one gangster you wish you could meet, a favorite gangster or gangster you could play?
Could meet.
Me?
All four of you. I'm asking that question. All-time favorite gangster.
I think from a historic point of view, if I can call myself historic, there was a French actor called Jean Gabin, and he made some wonderful gangster films set in Marseille, very, very gritty. And then the guy that came on after him was Alain Delon, who was just superb in those sort of movies, and obviously the most handsome man I've ever seen. But he was the coolest gangster I ever saw.
Awesome.
Cool.
Karthik, Aishwarya, and Joju, favorite gangster?
For me,
my favorite.
Yeah, Joju, go ahead.
So you say me only.
Yeah,
Your
go
favorite
Because
gangster is me only.
maybe Karthik will say that name. So
No, you tell. Joju, you tell first. Joju, you tell.
no, I have same three characters. One is Chakravarti sir, Satya, and Velu Manikam from Kamal sir, and Mohanlal sir from Abhimanyu and Arif. These 3 years still. If I last week also, I'm not saying lying. 1 month back, I saw again Nayakan movie for my kids. So and Satya also. These 3 guys are thrilling.
Aishwarya, your
Karthik, sir.
favorite?
No. I'll take the question last. I'm still thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of favorite gangsters, and one of the most is, as I said, Surya from Thalapathy, and I have met him, I worked with him, so that's one. I'm feeling so lucky to work with him, Thalavar. And other than that, it's Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, my all-time favorite.
I do that.
I just want to meet them, and hopefully work with them soon.
And what lastly, Aishwarya, now you tell us, favorite gangster, or you haven't met one other than Joju?
I haven't met one, but I don't mind being Wonder Woman. It's okay. I'll take that.
Again, get in touch with
She's
James.
offended.
James, you have to help our girls. Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and Wonder Woman. I'm going to promote your cause, Aishwarya.
Yes.
But thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, all of you. Thank you, all the
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Be
you.
Thank you. It's been a
Bye-bye.
pleasure
Bye.
Thank
talking
you,
with you.
Pooja. Bye.
Likewise.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.